New water restrictions now in effect. Millions of Southern Californians now have to do more to conserve. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. LADWP customers will only be allowed to water their lawns twice a week. Residents have been assigned designated days based on their address. Violators could face fines between $200 and $600. Meantime, the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California is restricting outdoor water to just 1 day a week. That affects about 6 million people in parts of Los Angeles, Ventura, and San Bernardino counties. Gas prices hit record highs again. Here's a look at the average price for Wednesday. In LA County, it's $6.20 a gallon. That's 3 cents higher than Tuesday and more than $2 higher than we paid a year ago. And we're learning more about the federal bill that Burbank Congressman Adam Schiff says will bring immediate relief for drivers. He's proposing to suspend the federal gas tax through the end of 2023. Right now, it's at 18 cents per gallon. The tax break would instead be paid through a new 50% tax on big oil companies. It's a brand new month. Hello, June. Let's get an update on the weather forecast from meteorologist Belen De Leon.
June is coming in hot. We have temperatures that are going to be sizzling away from the coast, looking at highs in the 80s and 90s. Winds are going to increase for our friends in the deserts on Thursday and Friday. And as we head into the weekend, that's when we're going to get some relief from the heat. As onshore flow increases, low clouds and fog return. Can you say June gloom? Well, it's still a few days away. We have area of high pressure in effect for Wednesday and Thursday, and that's the reason why it's so unseasonably hot. But by the end of the weekend into the weekend, an area of low pressure moves into the Pacific Northwest. This will help lower the jet stream and cause onshore flow to increase. So here we are, a little bit of a weather roller coaster. The trend, we're at the top of the roller coaster, but as we step into the weekend, you notice how the temperatures cool. It'll be more comfortable as we look at the weekend. Back to you.
There are new developments in the investigation of the mass shooting at a Texas elementary school. The school's police chief, Pete Arredondo, hasn't responded to state investigators for days. He did an initial interview, but reportedly hasn't answered requests for follow-ups. Investigators say he's the one who made the call to wait before taking down the shooter. We also learned Arredondo was sworn into the Uvalde City Council Tuesday after being recently elected. Meanwhile, more funerals are taking place. Teacher Irma Garcia and her husband were laid to rest. Irma was killed in her 4th grade classroom. Her loving husband died 2 days later of a heart attack. And for the 19 children who died, custom-made caskets are being donated. Each has a special color, design, or artwork.
When the parents are doing something very special for their loved one, and when they get excited and you can take a little bit of their pain and suffering away, you know, this is what it's about. It's not about just painting a casket. It's about helping those families to start their healing process.
The designer talked to each family to gather personal details about the children to create a unique final resting place for their loved ones. An Orange County school is shut down before graduation. Classes at Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana were canceled through Friday after school officials say they received a credible threat from a former employee. Santa Ana police confirmed officers swept the campus Tuesday, but we don't know if they found anything. They say there was no threat of a shooting, but have yet to share the nature of the threat. The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Orange chose to close the school as a precaution. The 2022 election is just days away, and in the race for LA's mayor, the top candidates say the city is in a crisis when it comes to crime and homelessness. Mayoral candidate Congressman Karen Bass was in the Leimert Park area Tuesday, going door to door trying to make her case for votes.
It's all about getting housing built to address the 50,000 unhoused people in Los Angeles.
Businessman and mayoral candidate Rick Caruso was in the Pico Robertson neighborhood. He met with community leaders and toured businesses.
In order to get investment back in the city, which we need to do, create more businesses, create more good-paying jobs, you have to have a community that feels safe. Otherwise, dollars are going to go somewhere else. And this is the problem with Los Angeles, is that because of the homeless problem and because of the crime problem, we're losing businesses and we're losing people.
LA City Council member Kevin De Leon is the third most well-known candidate in this race. He said he'll push hard for votes up to Election Day. He's hoping for a large Hispanic turnout in his favor. The snack bar may be short of supplies the next time you head to the movie theater, and that includes the beloved bucket of popcorn covered with butter and salt. An industry expert told the Wall Street Journal that he's paying farmers top dollar to keep growing popcorn, but he's worried there just won't be enough this year. And it's not just the popcorn. The stuff you put it in, buckets, bags, and boxes, are also running short. Maybe I'll just stick mine in my purse. Well, Pride Month is officially here, and to celebrate, the iconic pylons at LAX were lit up in the colors of the rainbow. So if you drove by the airport Tuesday night, this is what you would have seen. Beautiful, right? The pylons glowing in colorful patterns. The month of June marks a time of celebration for the LGBTQ community. One of the largest parties, LA Pride, is returning to Hollywood this year for the first time in over 40 years. And NBC4 and Telemundo 52 are teaming up as exclusive sponsors of the Venice Pride Festival this coming weekend. There will be performances, live music, food, and a parade on Sunday. We'll cover the parade for you live at 11 a.m. on NBCLA.com, Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. First Lady Jill Biden will deliver the keynote address at Los Angeles City College's commencement ceremony. Dr. Biden is a professor in the English department at Northern Virginia Community College, which makes her the first presidential spouse to work full-time outside the White House. She's also no stranger to Los Angeles City College. She appeared at the school back in 2017 when her husband was vice president to announce the launch for a free tuition program. The commencement ceremony will take place on June 7th. It took almost a decade, but Yankees legend and Hall of Famer Derek Jeter has finally caved and joined social media. So he says he just pretty much ran out of excuses, and he responded to an 8-year-old tweet. Jeter was notoriously private and guarded as a player, but wasted no time opening up to fans during an Ask Me Anything session on Instagram.
Favorite away ballpark, Anaheim. Weather was perfect. Field conditions were unbelievable. 90% of the fans out there were Yankee fans when we played.
He says he wants to use social media as a way to share projects like his upcoming ESPN documentary in July, as well as what his foundation is doing. What took you so long, Jeter? Well, welcome to social media. Well, some bar patrons were in for a big surprise when an uninvited guest ran inside.
I was just outside hanging out with my friend outside the bar. The door was open, and then all of a sudden we see this critter run in.
Well, that's Sarah Fulton, the hero of Timken's Bar in Brooklyn. As her fellow bar goers were frozen in their seats, she knew exactly what to do, grabbing that possum by the scruff of its neck, walking outside, and just sending him on his way. She's such a brave woman, right? The only wildlife most Brooklynites see are rats and cockroaches, but Sarah is from Alaska. She says a family of moose actually lived in her yard growing up, and she regularly sees black bears on camping trips back home.
I think it was just like instinctual. I just like went up to him and I was just like, hey, I know you're afraid, because he was just like, and so I was just like, all right, I think it's like I'm just going to grab you, scruff you, and take you out, because I feel like that would be the least painful for you.
It turned into a party afterwards, yeah. Everyone was like, that was amazing.
Well, needless to say, the other customers treated Sarah to free drinks for the rest of the night. What about a free drink for the possum, huh? Maybe it was just a little thirsty and wanted a drink too. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and on our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.